In tonight's headlines, President Xi praises Macau's outgoing chief executive as the enclave gets ready to celebrate 25 years of return to Chinese rule. The Transport Department expands public transport fare subsidy scheme to AlipayHK users. And Hong Kong banks lower their prime lending rates after the Monetary Authority initiates a similar move following the U.S. Federal Reserve.
On the eve of the 25th anniversary of Macau's handover to Chinese rule, President Xi Jinping praised outgoing Chief Executive Ho Yat-seng for his achievements over the past 5 years and looked forward to Macau's future. Xi acknowledged that despite global changes and challenges posed by the pandemic over the past 5 years, Ho, with the support of the central government, led the SAR through difficulties and spurred economic recovery. The president also set 3 expectations for Macau: to aim high, to be inclusive, and to strive for progress, and to better leverage the advantages of one country, two systems framework. Meanwhile, Ho, who did not seek re-election on health grounds, thanked the central government for its trust and support. The central government has always seen Macau as a cherished pearl and cared about the wellness of Macanese people, continuously introducing policies and measures to benefit Macau, providing new opportunities, space, and momentum for its development, Ho added. He also expressed confidence that incoming Chief Executive Sam Ho-fai will lead the new government and various sectors of society to write a new chapter in the practice of one country, two systems with Macau characteristics. Earlier, President Xi Jinping visited the Macau University of Science and Technology on the second day of his visit to the enclave. Arriving early, Xi toured the institution's laboratories for traditional Chinese medicine and space technology. Xi presented the university with lunar soil samples and a set of Chinese pharmacopoeia books, while engaging with teachers, students, and scientific researchers. I believe he values higher education and sees it as crucial for developing talent and advancing technology. His encouragement on diversified development inspired our faculty and students, said Joseph Lee, president of the university. President Xi told me that family research in Macau is worth exploring further and that preserving Chinese culture is important. His encouragement boosted my confidence, said a PhD student majoring in history. Later, the president visited the Guangdong-Macau In-Depth Cooperation Zone in Hengqin, where he interacted with residents living and owning businesses in the area. Xi also met with people involved in the zone's planning, construction, management, and services. First Lady Peng Liyuan also had a busy schedule, visiting the Macau Museum near the ruins of St. Paul's Church. She also interacted with primary school students. One student said the First Lady encouraged them to study hard so that they can visit Beijing to see the Forbidden City and the Summer Palace in the future. Professor Peng showed great interest in Macau's blend of Chinese and Western cultures. She was delighted to see many young people involved in cultural preservation and innovation, said Leung Wai-man, president of Macau's Cultural Institute. Tomorrow morning, President Xi will preside over the inauguration of the new Macau administration led by Sam Ho-fai. Chief Executive John Lee is also in Macau to attend the handover celebrations. Jeremy Zhu, Cable News.
In a further boost to the panda economy, the MTR Corporation has decorated 3 trains based on the theme of the giant bears. Starting today, passengers can enjoy a unique experience on board 2 trains on the South Island Line and 1 airport express train. Inside the trains, passengers will find seats and doors adorned with cartoon images of 6 giant pandas. The train doors feature panda stickers which say, "We are expecting you." MTR commuters can also take photos on the platforms and at customer service booths at Admiralty and Ocean Park stations, which have been revamped with panda-themed designs. The rail operator is one of the many businesses in Hong Kong to help with the panda promotion. A panda-themed high-speed train will launch next month, connecting West Kowloon Station with Shenzhen and Guangzhou.
The Transport Department has added mainland e-wallet firm AlipayHK to its fare subsidy scheme. AlipayHK users tapping their way through public transport can now enjoy the same subsidies available to Octopus cardholders. The public transport coverage includes MTR, franchised buses, trams, 11 designated ferry routes, and 175 designated green minibus routes. However, red minibus routes and light rail are not part of the scheme. Some citizens express their loyalty to Team Octopus. Using Octopus card is more convenient as you have to switch on your phone to pay with AlipayHK, and that takes extra time and effort, he said. Chief Executive of AlipayHK, Venetia Lee, emphasized that AlipayHK users need not visit physical collection points to receive their subsidies. With one simple tap, the subsidies will be zapped directly into users' accounts, she said. E-wallet holders also have the option to activate the automatic collection feature to make the process even more effortless, she added. Commuters spending over $400 on transport every month are eligible to get back 1/3 of the total amount, capped at $400 each month. AlipayHK users can collect their grants on the 16th of each month for the rides taken in the previous month. The e-wallet company plans to expand its services to include a $2 transport scheme in the future. Cheryl Yun, Cable News.
Aiming to protect critical cyber infrastructure, the government plans to introduce a new legislation to enhance the SAR's cybersecurity. Secretary for Innovation, Technology and Industry Sun Dong said today. Speaking at a cybersecurity forum, Sun revealed that the Protection of Critical Infrastructures Computer Systems Bill has been published in the Gazette and submitted for its first and second readings in the Legislative Council. The new legislation establishes statutory requirements for critical infrastructure operators, including prevention and incident reporting responsibilities. Sun emphasized that maintaining cybersecurity is vital for fostering high-quality economic development and building smart cities. He noted that the government has partnered with industry stakeholders through a comprehensive strategy that includes guidance, societal support, talent training, and collaboration with mainland and international entities to mitigate cyber threats and strengthen resilience. Sun also urged collective efforts among the government, industry, businesses, and citizens to create a safer online environment. A Chinese-American resident living in New York City has pleaded guilty for conspiring to act as an unauthorized agent for the Chinese government to quash dissent against Beijing. 60-year-old Chen Jinping, a naturalized U.S. citizen, was arrested last year in connection for operating a secret Chinese police outpost in Lower Manhattan. In court, Chen admitted to removing an online article regarding the alleged police station at the request of the Chinese government in September 2022. He now faces up to 5 years in prison after reaching a plea agreement with the prosecution. Chen's co-defendant, Lu Jianwan, who is also a U.S. citizen, has pleaded not guilty to the same charge and obstruction of justice. He is required to appear in court in February. The duo was arrested following a raid on their office in New York's Chinatown, where local police claimed they provided basic community services, such as helping Chinese citizens renew their driving licenses, while secretly collaborating with Chinese authorities to pressure fugitives to return to China. Mobile phones confiscated from both men could not establish any connection with Chinese authorities. China's embassy in Washington has not responded to Chen's plea. However, Beijing has denied the secret agent allegations, asserting that these centers are operated by local volunteers with the aim to assist Chinese citizens abroad. Beijing has accused Washington of fabricating charges to tarnish China's reputation. Quentin Yap, Cable News.
The U.S. Supreme Court has agreed to hear TikTok's appeal just 9 days before the scheduled ban of the app in the U.S., unless its mainland-based owner sells its stake in the short video application. This decision follows an emergency appeal filed by TikTok and ByteDance for an injunction to halt the looming ban. U.S. President Joe Biden approved a bill in April which mandates that U.S. app stores and web hosting services to remove TikTok unless ByteDance sells a stake by January 19th. TikTok, being one of the most downloaded apps globally, has argued that the ban is unconstitutional, stating that it violates the First Amendment free speech rights. The U.S. Justice Department says that as a Chinese company, TikTok poses a national security threat. President-elect Donald Trump, who unsuccessfully tried to ban TikTok during his first term in office, has had a change of heart and said he had a warm spot for the app.
The U.S. Federal Reserve delivered a year-end gift, making a key interest rate cut by 0.25 percentage point. It was the third such reduction this year, but with inflation concerns making a comeback. Further reductions next year will be limited or even unlikely.
I think that the slower pace of cuts for next year really reflects both the higher inflation readings we've had this year and the expectation that inflation will be higher. I think the actual cuts that we make next year will not be because of anything we wrote down today. We're going to react to data. That's just a general sense of what the committee thinks is likely to be appropriate.
Markets reacted sharply to Powell's comments, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average tumbling more than 1,100 points, or 2.5%. Tracking the U.S. move, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority cut its base rate by 0.25 percentage point to 4.75%, the lowest level since December 2022.
Interest rates might still remain at relatively high level for some time, and the extent and pace of future interest rate cuts are subject to considerable uncertainty. The public should carefully assess and continue to manage the interest rate risk when making property purchase, mortgage, or other borrowing decisions.
HSBC and Bank of China Hong Kong announced cuts in their best lending rates by 12.5 basis points to 5.25%. While HSBC will apply the new rate starting tomorrow, Bank of China Hong Kong will impose the same from Monday. Evelyn Bai, Cable News.